I just realized I'm not going to be able to read chat. Let's condense this. So I can condense this. That should be better. Okay. That should be good. Okay. Looks like I am live. Okay, we are gold. All right. Alright, first thing I want to do, so I ran a handful of laps of the base setup, 2 laps. So I'm curious what Tyler did to this. Looks pretty straightforward. Probably took some of the camber out. And this track is flatter than New Hampshire. And there's a ton of wear. Just for comparison, I'll bring up my New Hampshire setup so I can just look at it. So I have 51.4. Most of the stuff I have is the same. New Hampshire has some banking though. This track does not. What? Okay, I was running 18 to 1. I'm running 18 to 1 for this too, I guess. Alright, well, I'm gonna run laps with this and then figure out what to change from there. So my PB was a 36.1. That's with race setup. No idea what a good queue time would be. So let's boogie.
Your road speed 45, 3,500 seconds. Dig, buddy.
Actually curious what the racing line wants you to do here. I'm just gonna turn it on for a second. Okay, so yeah, at the marker, it's pushing by default. Turn 4 seems goofy. Already pushing the right front, which is not ideal. Just completely missed this corner. It's wow. So tempted to shift, but I want to see what it's like without shifting. So it's kind of Darlington-esque. The tire temps don't get up that much. You have to do this for like 32 laps. I wonder if it's actually ideal to send it deeper into the corner. I feel like I need lower brake bias if I really want to do that. I mean, the right front's already dying. I feel like this is not ideal. Yeah, not feel ideal at all. I'm using too much brake. Yeah, coasting mid-corner seems better. Excuse me. This corner is so weird to me. Okay. Uh-oh. This corner just confuses me. It feels like the geometry is different, unless I'm bugging. I do be bugging sometimes. But like 1 and 2, this feels smooth the whole way through. But then turn 4, it feels like the corner's tighter. Is the corner actually tighter, or am I tripping? No, it's gotta be tighter. I do not think this track was symmetrical. And right there, right when you get to turn 4, it feels like it gets tighter. So far, I have not lost any grip. So I don't know if I actually, in fact, started with the right race pace. Because it has not gotten, like, push tight at all. But I have a feeling I'm still pushing too much or turning too much because I don't think my right front tire is going to make it to the end of this run. It's almost down to 70. I'm not even halfway through the fuel run. Honestly, I'm going to just start watching it. See, right there, it feels like I should... Gosh, it's so deceiving. Right smack dab halfway through a run. There's the right front. Just went yellow. This corner confuses me. 1 and 2 I've got down pat, but 3 and 4 is just awkward. Like I've got no problems coming off of turn 2. Turn 4, weird as hell. If I can figure this out. That seemed to work. That worked pretty well. Hello, Ian. How are you tonight? Might actually be starting to get loose. Still pushing though. That's good. I just hit the wall. Not good. Hey yo. What's up, Ethan? Apron bad. Quoted by one and only Tyler Stallwood. Apron equal lava. Cool, cool. I'm glad some people are checking in. Oh, now we got 3 yellow tires. So I've never driven this track on the sim, Ian. No one really uses this track. Everyone uses like a newer banked Homestead. So I just want to build a setup to have a setup just in case a league opts to use it. So I'm building it for fun basically, and then once I feel I've gotten the layout down, I'll do some QLap testing and see what I can get. Yeah, it's not easy, Ethan. I got turns 1 and 2 down. Turns 1 and 2 are pretty alright, but turn 4 is bothering me. It feels like the corner just suddenly gets tighter right on exit, and I don't like that. Right here at turn 4. I keep clipping the apron there. So I think my right front's gonna make it, but it's looking close. So I'm actually surprised that this does not get tighter. I don't know if that's the setup talking, because this track has 30% grip loss, and I either started off my run saving tires and I didn't realize I was saving tires. I mean, I still have almost a second and a half of fall off. Mostly the mid-corner speed's going down, but I'm still getting off at about the same point. I'm gonna have to pause. I've got bad eyesight. I feel like I hate most Papyrus tracks. I'll have this certain way they drive. It's called no grip or low grip. A lot of new tracks, track creators added a little more grip. Anything north of like 1.1, 1.15 is considered like gripped up. So a lot of new tracks Ethan have around 1.15 or more grip. Like if you were to get a FSC track or maybe like a area 23 track. If you look at a track I and there's more than like 1.1 grip, it's technically gripped up, but it also depends. If you run Michigan and Michigan's got 1.1 grip, then the Michigan's gripped up. But if you run 1.1 grip at New Hampshire, like that's normal. So it depends on the track. You can basically, the easiest way to figure out if something is gripped up compared to game track is, does it have more grip than the game track? And then you pretty much know. But yeah, all of these tracks have like regular grip, I guess you could call it, or something. Ian, someone who usually sticks to late 90s, early 2000s, quote, old Homestead is usually in the rotation. Haven't actually driven seriously in a while. Gotcha. Yeah, there's a league I used to race at, that they're like gonna run this track in their next season. So I'm curious what kind of lap times they might get. And as I said, I'm just doing this for the fun and to have a setup. Oh, I did not turn. Oh, wait. I might be okay. Okay, that actually drove off the corner really nice. Okay, now, like 2 laps ago, I said, oh, I'm not feeling the grip loss. I'm feeling it now. It's getting tight. Hit the cliff, maybe. You had to use the access road on this track back then. Oh, I got you, Ian. Starting to feel the back end of the car kick out a little bit. Probably the right rear talking. Yeah, that right front might make it. I don't know. We'll see. Again. Huh, okay. That's interesting, Ian. Kind of like, so like immersion of being in a scenario, meaning just kind of like just to see like what can happen kind of thing. Just for the fun of seeing what kind of situations you can get into. Tweaking AI ratings in I&I. Yeah. I used to do, I still do, offline leagues. So I've done a ton of AI rating and I&I tweaking. And one thing I've learned is if you raise the AI ratings for the, pretty much, I guess it doesn't matter if it's the vehicle or the driver. But if you raise the AI ratings over like a 40-60 range or 70 range, whatever is in like the AI section for the track INI, you have to like tweak that stuff. Otherwise, like, you'll be turning the opponent's strength down to when you race against them. If you ran like against default Cup AI ratings versus like if you ran custom ratings and the custom ratings are like higher than the default Cup ratings, you'd probably have to run a lower opponent strength because they made the tracks based on those they made the AI ratings in the track INI based on the ratings they made. Because they wanted you to be able to boot the game up and race the AI against around like 95 to 100%. Now I'm getting tight and loose. Oh, I'm not turning.
You be ready, buddy. If you're ready to dive in here, I might tell you.
Nope. Can I go another lap? I think so. Don't turn too soon. What about 2 seconds of fall off? Alright, I'm gonna pit. Or I'm gonna run, I guess. See what getting on the access road is like when the track's flat. Actually, it wasn't too bad. The track's already so dang flat. What's pit speed?
Your road speed 45. 3,500 seconds.
Okay. Alright. Sounds good, Ethan. I should be here. Copy that, Ian. Yeah. Tinkering with ratings can be pretty fun, but then you gotta tinker with the INI. If you have lower ratings, you can run on like a higher opponent strength if you just want to watch the AI go crazy. But if you have higher ratings, you can't run that higher opponent strength because they just go on the wall. Nice. I actually, it's actually funny you mentioned Labonte Fanboy because I just downloaded his old 2008 offline mock season car set like a month ago. I used to have it a long time ago, but I like deleted it a while ago, and then Sim Racing the sign went down, and that was the only place I knew to get the MediaFire link. But thankfully the Wayback System exists, and I downloaded that stuff. So I'm gonna like mess around racing his AI for both the Cup one and the GNS one. Okay, so let's see here. So this setup doesn't feel too bad, but I'm gonna make a couple changes. So most people will tell you to make small changes, but I'm dumb. So I'm gonna make a lot of changes at once. I want to see New Hampshire had more banking, but nowhere. So I feel like this weight bias works. I don't know about this gear ratio. I hear you. Yeah, that stuff is time consuming. Are you trying to make videos when you do it, or are you just doing it for yourself? Let me see here. What can I do for a gear ratio? 4:1:33. I gotcha. Yeah, I can understand being hung up on how to present it. So let's see. I feel like I want the gear to be a little shorter. I might go the other way here. I'm gonna try a 4174. And I'm gonna adjust this other stuff to reciprocate. 430, 818, whatever's close. We'll go a little shorter on the first gear, why not? Okay. I like what I'm seeing here. Alright, I'm gonna exit out of the game real quick so don't freak out. I have it set to stream the game only. I'm just gonna put these lap times in a Google Sheet real quick. That way I can keep track of whether these changes end up being better or worse. I have a feeling it's just going to be a better second run anyway, because I haven't done a run yet on this track, but I'll put it in my Google Drive anyway. So my first run was a 32 lap run, and it ended up being 1,195.83 seconds. So I'm fairly confident I can beat that, but we'll see. I also get hung up on trying to include every part-time team possible, which creates issues when they don't exist. Yeah. I'll deter for a quick sec. The 2008 car set Labani Fanboy made has a ton of car files in it. So for Cup, it's pretty straightforward. Like all of these teams, except like a few, have the same drivers in them. But I have no idea who is part-time and who isn't. Like I'm wondering. I'm pretty sure this 19 is part-time, but I have no idea. And then this is like really straightforward here on this side of things. But then like on the G and S side of things, I'm so lost. Like I have no idea. Like the Zero car's got multiple drivers. Some of these are pretty easy to tell because you got like the 2 car has like Brian Scott, Clint Boy, Ron Fellows, but then like I mean there are so many different drivers for different cars. So what I'm gonna end up doing is probably just be like like you can kind of tell from the ratings because like Ron Fellows only has road course ratings, so that kind of makes it easier. But oh, does it? Oh, that's cool. I'll have to look it up. That would probably make it easier for me. Is the forum just called the Bonte Fanboy? I'm guessing it's called something else. Otherwise. Enter 2003 Mark Season Forum. Oh, okay. I'm just typing on my phone right now to see if I can grab it. I think I definitely found it, so now I'm just kind of Googling over what he's got in here. Okay, yeah, it says the number of races per sponsor. That's cool. This says the number of races to be run. Neat, neat. Huh, neato. It looks like I'm not sure if I'm just missing it. I see car by car previews and organization overviews, but I don't. On the organization overviews, it just says how many races they're running. It doesn't say which tracks, but I can probably just figure it out. Oh, okay. Car preview. I gotcha. Let's see. Let's look at Kyle Busch. Oh, okay. Yep. Yeah. Race by race chart. Got it. Got it. Neato. Oh yeah, I'll remember this. I'll keep it in my phone for now, and then I'll probably bookmark it on desktop later. Alright, let's get back to the task at hand. Just review the changes I made. Lower the right front camber from -3.5 to 3.0. Left front caster to 1 from 2. Brake bias from 71 to 70. Front sway bar 1.5 to 1.25. I lowered the right rear compression from 3 to 1, which basically means it'll tighten the car up on exit. And then I lowered both rear springs by 25 pounds each, so that'll get the car a little lower to the ground. And it'll make it looser because I lowered the left rear, but it will make it'll make the right rear heat up less because I lowered the right rear spring. I'm curious if I could set this up like Phoenix, because the track has no banking. Can you lower? That doesn't go down in the rear. So the rear of the car is already as low as it can get. I didn't touch the weight bias, and I messed with the gearing a little bit. Let's give it a go. My PB before in the first run was like a 36.5.
Your road speed 45. 3,500 seconds. Hey, buddy.
Remember how to take turn 4 again because the car actually wants to turn. One thing I also have to remember is if I were to ever to get in a league race with this, the draft is going to really play a role. So I probably don't want the light coming on. I might grab a AI car or two later. Probably off stream. Probably when I'm done making the setup, if I feel like the setup's good, I'll just grab like 3 AI, go in the race session, and see how fast the car will go in draft. If I'm like by myself in a race, like this is gonna be fine. That's a wow. This is probably one of those weird tracks where it might be better to have a longer gear. Vegas is kind of like that. Because even though it pushes off the right front, if you can save the rear tires, you can just put the power down even at the end of the run. That'd be cool. I did that once. Well, I started it, and then I got like halfway through a GNS season, and I got invited to run online, and then I stopped doing the hybrid mock season. This was like forever ago. It was like 2015. I was doing this. And I was on controller back then. Now I'm on wheel, and I've been doing online for like 9 years. One thing I'm noticing on this run, and it's mainly because I've kind of learned the line and I've learned how the track feels, is I'm not burning the front tires off the car like I was during the first run. So it's driving a lot better. I also lowered that right front camber. I think that was a great move, because the car still turns fine. Like, I found a way to make the car looser in another way without having to rely on the right front camber. I saw 3 lines of text, so I'm going to pause. Using controller a fair bit. Don't have a permanent sim racing area. Understandable. Yeah. If you are, I have a big desk now, a bigger desk than I used to have. So I run 2 monitors. I have a space to the left where I can put my wheel up and then move my keyboard back over. So when I'm not racing, I can just move my wheel over and I can still have a spot for my keyboard. I don't have to put the wheel completely away. And I usually take my shifter off the mount on the desk and I put that over to the right side of the desk when I'm not using it. But I remember when I started with like an old PS2 wheel that I did not have a desk to mount that to, because I had like a desk with a rounded end. So I remember I just put the damn thing in my lap, which is not very ideal. You do not really get trusting control if the wheel is sitting in your lap. So I'm on lap 13, and I think my right front's going to make it a lot longer than it did on the first run. I feel like I definitely stumbled into running the right race pace. You could probably back off a little bit more, save a little more tire somewhere, either on entry or just in the middle of the corner. But I already feel like I'm turning the wheel, well, except right there where I hit the wall. But I feel like I'm turning the wheel just the right amount to where I can get in the corner fast, but I'm not burning the front tires off the car either. Turn 4 is still bothering me. Kind of just like waiting on the throttle at this point because it just feels so goofy. My favorite Papyrus tracks? Oh man, I never really thought about it. Pocono's up there. I love Pocono. Infineon for sure. I love the road courses. They're such a challenge, and I've gotten pretty good at them. So road courses by default, and Pocono is like the oval that's a road course. So can't go wrong with Game Track Pocono. Michigan, I like. Anyone can really win at Michigan, but I've always had like a knack for it, it seems, for whatever reason. New Hampshire, I like New Hampshire. Didn't always like New Hampshire, but once I figured out the setup I needed for it, I fell in love with it. Plus, it's my home track because I'm in Massachusetts, so. I like the Papyrus fictional track. That track's pretty cool. Get some pretty good AI CTS races there and stuff. Most of the speedways are cool, like Atlanta, Lowe's, Texas. Those are cool tracks. I probably like Texas the most out of those three. And Watkins Glen, I guess I could say, is on my list. I haven't run a ton of laps on Papyrus Watkins Glen, But I was messing around with it a little bit because I'm going to do a hot lap video for it at some point in the coming weeks. And I like it. So I guess those would be my favorites. Okay, right front just went yellow, I think here on 19. I think last time it went yellow on 16. Indianapolis, I guess, would probably be the last one to put on that list. I like Indy a lot. It's starting to get loose on the throttle. I think I wore the right rear out maybe a little bit more on this run. Not really sure though. Just too focused on the right front. Tire temps seem to be about the same. Little loose. So I don't know if I can manage it, but if I could finish the run without dipping into a 38-second time, that'd be pretty satisfactory for me. Better off in turn 4 if I just rolled into the throttle instead of pedaling it right at turn 4 apex. Starting to get loose. Probably be a good idea for me to go back to what the default gearing was for 4th gear. gotta do 4 more laps. Just do 32 lap runs. Technically, counting the outlap out of Pear Road, going 33 on gas, which is funny because that's basically the same amount of fuel you get on newer Homesteads. I don't know if I'm going to keep it out of the 38s, but I don't think I'll get up to a 38.4 like I did on the last run. Is it weird to say that I like turn 4 a lot more when I'm at the end of the run and I can't turn? It's like letting me hit the apex where I want to.
You be ready, buddy. You're ready to dive in here if I tell you.
I'm actually enjoying the track more with the tires shot than I'm enjoying it when the tires are fresh. Such a weird feeling. Okay, we got one more lap. See if I can keep it out of the 38s or not. Stumbled it there. Might be a 38.0. Yeah, 38.09. I don't know if I would have kept it out of there even if I didn't mess up turn 4. Alright, so let's pit this baby. This actually feels okay with the gear shorter. More aggressive there on pit entry because I knew what I could do with it. Ooh, a little loose.
Your road speed 45, 3,500 seconds.
Okay. That was a much better second run. Probably what I can do to make this better is probably back the pace down a little at the beginning of the run to where I'm running probably 36.7s at the fastest. And then that might allow me to stay in the 37s at the end. But I really like the way this feels. But I'm going to turn this back to 4133. And then what were the rest of the gears? 211, 556. I'm going to leave this at like a 9.0 though, because I think that was better. So it was 4133 compared to 4174. Actually, I might just go down another diff. Try a 4104. Try a 4104. me see. 430, 5004. Yeah, good enough. 5004 for 30. Nothing wrong with just fiddling with the gearing at this point. I like where the right rear spring is. I feel like the camber, I could go more, but I feel like it's okay. I mean, my New Hampshire setup is at a -4 and there's more banking. I'm going to drop the left rear spring to 250. And I don't think I'm going to touch the suspension again. So I'm going to leave this. Before I do another run, I'm going to put these laps in. So let's see how much faster. What's this run? Da dee da 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 da. Okay, so that run was 4.7 seconds faster than the first run I did. The first run, I felt like I was all over the place for the first half of the run, and then I figured the track out. So the back half of the run was consistent. But fast lap on the first run was a 578 on lap. Actually, no, a 542 on lap 7 because I decided to push the heck out of it. My first 37-second lap, it was only a lap different, but I felt I was a lot more consistent on the second run. I was actually pretty consistent. It dropped off a cliff on the first run around lap 22. The second run, I was a lot more consistent towards the end of the run. The end of the run was where I was getting most of my time. About 0.4 of a second faster. 32nd lap. 0.5 second of a faster 31st lap. Yeah, I got a ton of time right at the end of the run. So that was like way better. So I went from an 1195.83 to an 1191.136. Goated. And there's probably still time to be gained. If I could minimize tire fall off to 1 second over the full course of the run, I don't know what that would look like. I ran a 36.8 on lap 6, 36.7 on lap 7, another 8, another 7. Then I ran 3 37.0s, one more 36.8, and then I was down in the 37s from lap 14 on. And it was a steady decline from there. So Yeah. Okay, I'm going to throw some AI on the track. Just for a quick second. I just want to see what the draft is like. Tinker the fourth gear now.
Just like I told these boys in the meeting, we don't need anything over the top today. We got a good race car, we got a good driver, we got a good picture.
For the randoms, we got Rusty, Jeff, Robbie, Matt, and Kurt. So I'm just trying to see what fourth gear feel like.
Coming to the green, buddy, coming to the green. Let's go get him. Okay, the car's off. Be ready. Be ready. Green flag, green flag. Green, green, green.
Wow, first gear is pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna give space. I'd say the gearing's pretty good then.
Clear all, buddy.
I'm not hitting the light. Okay, I hit the light a little bit there, but it feels pretty good. Okay, so that's all I wanted to check out. So let's take these babies off. Out of curiosity, what... I looked at the fast setup once, but... Oh wow, fast setup is a 4.0 final drive. What am I running? 4.104. Yeah, well, fast setup, so... It's a Jasper. Holy crap, 4.308? They crazy. That setup was meant for 10,000 RPMs. Make that one click longer. So... I just have to figure out what running a 36.7 looks like. And then... see if that's faster or not. I feel like the turn 4 line is going to determine that. Okay, so I lowered the left rear spring to 250. It was at 300. So it's going to make it looser on the rear end. Should be fine. And I made the gearing longer. So that's going to be... I made it longer by how much? From 4174 to 4104, so kind of noticeable. see.
Your road speed 45, 3,500 seconds. Dig, buddy.
This is working wonders. I'm not even pushing the right front right now. It's phenomenal. It's gonna change soon though. Nice. I feel like you can't go wrong with any starting point. It's just how much knowledge you have dependent on that starting point. Like if I were to do a mock season, I'd probably start it around 01, 02. That's when I started watching. But doing one in the 90s would be cool because that was like Mark Martin's prime. Okay, well that's not ideal. I ran a 37.0 on lap 5. I do not want to be running that time right now. Tires look a lot better though. Yeah, I gotcha. There's a car set, nothing wrong with that. Gotcha. I'm starting to really like this track. It's basically New Hampshire but flatter, and I love flat tracks. I also love that the setup drives really great, just leaving it in 4th gear, because New Hampshire, I run a shift setup that's like faster with 3rd gear. I could probably do that here, but I'm worried about how loose it might get, and it'll also change the lap time variance big time. I'll probably be running almost 0.2 faster per lap if I were to start shifting down the 3rd, because of how slow these corners are. So I think I'll save that for another time, and I'll just focus on this being fourth gear only runs. My tires are wearing almost evenly on the right side of the car now. That is what you love to see. Left front's wearing more than the left rear, but that's kind of unavoidable. So my last run, my right front went yellow on lap 19. Curious if I might get a few more laps out of it. feel like I can definitely at least maybe get the right front to lap 20. It might be close. It'd be closer than I think, actually. I think I can get it to 19 again for sure. I'm gonna get it to 19. I don't know if I'm gonna get it to 20 though. I'm gonna get it to 20. Yep. Lucy. I'm actually going to make it to lap 21. Wow, that was a better lap. There it is, lap 21 right front, yellow. So first run, I went yellow on lap 16. Then lap 19 on the second run, and now lap 21 on this run. So, taking it a little easier, paying off. Highly curious, once these last 11 laps pay off, if the overall run speed is better or worse. That point in the run now where turn 4 starts to feel better. Crashed. Probably didn't look that bad, but I almost crashed it. getting loose off of 4 for some reason. I think it's because the right rear heat is higher. Other runs, my right rear heat's been down at like 190. Oh, I just completely missed this corner. If I can get a big arc. Yeah, it cost me a ton of time. I'm getting tired. I'm making all these mistakes. The car feels better than it did on the last run, and I'm just butchering my lap time right now. If I can get some of the pace back. That left rear spring adjustment might be coming into play. Could also be what's making me looser. Feels great though, if I'm not almost wrecking it. Right there. Alright, this lap time just went right out the window. Just tired. Can't focus. Alright, so this lap's a mulligan and a half, 38.2. Okay, so you can definitely go a full run without dipping into a 38. But it gets loose. Even my left rear is yellow.
road speed 45. Starting off under second.
I mean, that's probably the best it's gonna get, though. So aside from lap 26 and lap 29, I mean, this was a really good run. Let's say I'll assume 3/10 lost on 26, 4/10 lost on 29, so that'd be 7/10. So my question now would be to take that into consideration and see see what it means. So I'm gonna drop the right rear spring 25 pounds. And actually, hell, I'll drop it 50 pounds. I'm gonna leave everything else alone. I'm not gonna do a full run, but I just want to see if it bottoms out or not. Let me check my third run here. See if this was indeed the better way to go, or if I was just crazy. So I'm definitely faster at the end of the run. Okay, so you can't see it, but okay, so the run itself was an 1192.58, so that's 1.4 seconds slower, but if I take 2 laps I messed up and add back the 7/10, then then it would be a 1191.88, which is still 7/10 off. See, lap 5, I probably should have run an 8. That's another 2/10, still half a second off. Let's see, the middle of the run. So I gave up time at the beginning. Middle of the run from lap, actually more like the back of the run, from lap 19 to gosh, only really lap 19 to 23 I gained some time back. I was a 1/10 and a half faster lap 25. And I was getting some time at the end, but really not that much different. So saving that tire a little bit didn't seem to make much of a difference. See, I'm also going to raise the front sway bar a click, and I'm going to adjust the weight bias. I'm pushing this back 1 click, because I've got the rear spring so low now. I think I'll go down on the brake bias too. So so I'm not gonna do a run, but I just want to see what this feels like for like a few laps.
Your road speed 45, 3500 seconds. Dig, buddy.
Do like a 5-lap mini run here. I can feel that this is tighter because I've lowered the rear springs. Doesn't want to turn as much under throttle, which is a good thing for the end of the run. Beginning of the run, not so much. I still ran a 408, which is insane considering the at least the runs I've done. I'm not completely sending it, but I'm also kind of sending it. Okay, so this feels pretty good. Feels pretty good. What's it look like? I mean, the car is literally glued to the track. go back up one click on the right rear. And I think I'm done. I'm gonna go back down on this too. This thing feels pretty damn good. I would need to enter a competitive environment to probably feel the need to tinker with this more. I'm gonna drop this to 225 too, why not? So let's see what this feels like for 5 laps.
3,500 seconds. Dig, buddy.
And then after the 5-lap trial run, if I like it, I'll do a 2-lap hot lap attempt, the race setup only. I'm not gonna make the Q setup right now. Lap 7 through 11. So I've eclipsed about 100 laps of practice. I feel like I've got the line down pretty dang good. Turn 4 still deceives the hell out of me. I feel like I just gotta like get it seared into my brain to just like roll back into the throttle. One and 2 I've got down pat. I'll push that exit a little bit. I wasn't even trying and I ran a 3.57. That is a sign that the setup is pretty damn dialed in, and I'm pretty damn dialed in. Just the repetition. My temps are even and I ran that lap time. There's definitely probably still time to be gained on a race run. If you can run, if I can run a 3.5 and I'm not roasting the right side tires, if I back it down and can run consistent 5s and 6s, and then I don't dip into the 38s at the end of a race run, maybe even 37.8 at the slowest. I mean, you are hauling around here every lap. This is the final lap, my little 5-lap mini run, and boy is this thing hooked up. The fact that my right front's only at 200 on the middle is crazy. Tires are even, wearing pretty even. Okay, so that's loud. So my best lap, this 153, I ran it with the base setup, pushing the hell out of it. Oh, did I run that with the Q setup? I think it was the base setup. Anyway, I'm gonna run a two push laps. See what it does. And I'm gonna shift too. Third gear, the shift point is what, 45. Good Lord, I'm flying. Yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ. But see how much the right front suffered in those 2 laps? 210. Like, you cannot run those lap times in the race. But a 35.751 with the race setup alone. What is world record here? So world record here, obviously taped up setup. I don't know if he took fuel out of it or not. But if you go to NR 2003 speed run, I need to turn Wi-Fi back on my phone. Lap time run by Tyler Mallon is a 34.907. So I don't know if I could run a 34.907 with all the gas in it. Probably not. Maybe like a 35.1, maybe a 35.0. I'm not sure. I mean, it already feels pretty dialed in. I'm just lacking 100 tape. Probably make third gear a little taller for the Q setup. Though it feels kind of perfect. So I don't know. I'm like shifting right off the corner. I probably want it to be a little taller so that I'm let's just see here. Where am I shifting? Like it accelerates fast, but then like right here, I'm like revving out. Yeah, see the light's on. It's like telling me you should probably shift now. So then I'm shifting right as I'm exiting the corner. It'd be better if I could carry the speed, accelerating in third, off the corner to not there, but to like this light. If I'm shifting at this light, so like $150, I guess. Probably want it for the race setup, to be honest. Let me see that. Oh, what would I have to do? I'll go a little over. So I had that at what? 269.
Your road speed 45, 3,500 seconds. Hey, buddy. Get out there, go, go, go.
Probably. Then I can downshift right away going for the corner. It's honestly not that much better. I feel like it's... That's so tough. It's like better... It's better because it allows me to keep two hands on the wheel on corner exit, and it gives me a better sense of control right when I'm coming off the corner. But then, I mean, I screwed up the first lap. It wasn't, I mean, I guess every thousandth of a second matters in the long run, but I don't know. I'll tinker with it more. For race, it probably would be better. Like if I'm running regular race pace,
Your road speed 45, 3,500 seconds.
and I
Hey,
go
buddy.
into the corner, what would I do? Like I'm in race, braking for the corner, probably downshift right there. Yeah, I mean, that feels great for the race, actually. 408. Kind of same speed as not shifting. But this would be great defensively, because it's allowing you to get off the corner faster. Tires are staying pretty even though. Running faster, but one thing to note with shifting is I'm burning more gas. So if you shifted the whole time, you're probably only getting 29, most likely 30. I would say most likely 30 laps on gas. If I don't shift, I'm getting like 33. But it's good there. It's good to have the option of doing it. Yeah, so I mean, the temps are a lot higher though. I'm carrying more speed in the center though. That is one thing I'm doing. I'm carrying more speed in the center. But even then, the temps are still not over like 210, so they're not terrible. I'm wearing the tires more though. Probably better off not shifting at this track, to be honest. I ran 2 1s. What was it like with the old third gear? Probably not as ideal.
Your road speed 45, 3,500 seconds. Hey, buddy.
So with the gearing shorter, I have to like put my hand on the shifter right as I'm coming out of the corner. A little too high rev there mid-corner. Another thing is you can't like coast through the corner the way you want to. If you don't shift, you can just coast through the whole corner. You don't have to worry about it kicking out or anything. When you downshift, the rear end kicks out because the revs kick up. Right rear is actually lighting up on this gear compared to the other one because it's so much shorter. Yeah, I don't think I'd like want to shift in the race because the tires light up like another 10 degrees. Track has more fall off than New Hampshire, so I don't think I'd want to do it. The right rear is actually wearing a teeny bit more than the right front, which I mean is kind of good for the long run, but it seems like the right rear, if you run loose, it starts getting loose at the end of the run. I think this gearing is pretty solid. I don't know if I'd change this. So, yeah, I think this is gonna be my setup for now. I might go back on the front bias. I'll probably do another run off stream at some point, but I mean the 35 738 pushing the race setup is pretty good. Curious what I can get to for Q, but I'll try that another night. So that's gonna be it for me. Not sure if you're still watching, Ian, or if anyone else is still watching. Thanks for coming out. Hope you enjoyed the show. And maybe I'll do a stream like this for Phoenix, because I need to do I think I got a setup. I think I might actually have to make the Phoenix setup tighter, because I took the Phoenix, my Phoenix base setup is from a grippier version of Phoenix. So anyway, that's it. Have a good night and have a great weekend.